Okay, so here's our terms and conditions of these bikes as a whole. This is our first batch of motorcycles that we got in of these Indians. They're all 2019s of the ones that we've got here. They're all great bikes, and these are the ones that we fought the hardest to get. Now, these bikes were all in an Indian dealership here in Minnesota when the dealership itself caught fire. It did not burn the building completely to the ground whatsoever, but there was substantial damage to the building. A lot of the bikes were burned up, if you will. These were not some of them that were burned up. These bikes here got, well, almost all of them, except for this one here has got absolutely no damage on it that we can find anywhere. The other 4 bikes have a little bit of damage here or there. The 2 here on the end have probably the most damage of these 5, and it's not that bad. It's just damage just around the handlebar area and on the chrome plated stuff, and that's it. There's very minimal damage here on these bikes. They all run and drive. You can drive them all across the country as you see fit. There's no mechanical damage, no wiring damage, nothing melted on the bikes as far as safety concerns go. There's no damage that we can find on any of the seats, the leather, the electronics, anything like that whatsoever. We've driven them around the parking lot here just to make sure they click through the gears, idle them up. We've ran them each bike about, 20 minutes or so, just to make sure batteries charged up, all of that stuff is all good to go. All of these bikes do have a Minnesota salvage title on them. We can get them inspected here in Minnesota. However, due to the coronavirus, inspecting is temporarily shut down for about another 2 weeks or so. So we can do it for you, but just not right away. We can sell you the bike in Minnesota here. That gives you a year to get it inspected. If you go out of state, you'll have to check with your own state on it. All of these bikes, yes, we can have them shipped to you anywhere you want in the country. That's not a problem. Generally, the shipping on an average bike in the Midwest here is just a couple $100. If you want to go out to the East Coast or West Coast or somewhere in there, you're probably going to be in the roughly $800 area. So it kind of depends exactly where you are. You know, if you're hidden off in the mountains up back in the Tule somewhere, there may be an extra $100 or $200 there. But if you're in LA or something where trucks go in and out of all the time, it'll be a little cheaper. If you go a little farther out, let's say Texas, something along those lines, we can have this bike shipped to you for probably about $500. Again, all the titles will be salvage. Yes, we can set up shipping. The middle bike here, our red one, can't find any damage on it whatsoever. These bikes here, this one's pretty much just mirrors. I can't really see anything else on it. I think it's pretty much just mirrors. There's just a little soot build up here, but simple enough. Oh, the ring around the gauges here. A lot of this stuff you can just take off and paint it. It's not really rough to the surface whatsoever. So you can paint it, take it off, have it replated, or just replace it. These parts are all available on eBay, or any Indian dealership can get them for you. Of course, I'm sure at a dealership, they're going to be quite a bit more expensive than buying secondhand used eBay or something along those lines. These windshields snap right off in 2 seconds. You flick the lever here on both sides, the windshield comes right off. No bolts needed whatsoever. Again, they all run great. You heard them on the each individual bike's motorcycle video. We will be getting more in. However, this dealership had about 60 bikes, I believe it was, that was in the fire. Of the 60, I would say 20 of them are completely destroyed. They're not good for anything but parts. Another 20 roughly has, they burned the seats. They actually caught fire. They actually saw some fire. So like one side of the bike back here got heat or something like that. So 20 of them are completely destroyed. 20 of them roughly have, they got melted gauges on them, melted wiring, a lot of melted stuff to them. And then there's about 20 bikes, which these are the first 5. We'll be going up tomorrow to get another batch of bikes. And we're going to own probably, I would say in my opinion, of the good Indians that don't really require that much, we're going to own probably 80% of them. So that's going to conclude our walk around video. Our terms, again, they are all salvage titles. They all run and drive just fine. If you're interested in any of the bikes whatsoever, we can definitely shoot us an offer and we'll do what we can to make a deal happen. Thank you very much and have a good day.